Oh boy. If you mean like if you're talking about like really big online multiplayer games, I could go on for hours on how I'm big into Dota 2 or League of Legends, but that would be a whole different story for a whole different time.
Well, I mean, really, you were mentioning something about. Excuse me. Let me try that again. You were mentioning something about Dota
Hmm.
2, and you were mentioning this on Twitter. Now, for the folks at home who probably don't know you, I'm pretty sure there's a couple of people that are watching this, like LP Grotus and other people that have kept up with you. But those who have no idea about what Dota 2 is all about, what's going on?
Well, the competitive scene is huge. I'm really big into it. I really love the competitive scene. A lot of great personalities on there, like casters or just people in general that I watch on stream and even on YouTube. There's people like Purge Gamers on YouTube. He's very good at what he does. I mean, you don't even have to be into Dota to listen to the guy talk about like because he's very good at explaining what he's doing in that, and he's very insightful and very smart about what he does. And of course, there's people like Luminous and Luminous Universe, Pyrian Flax, um, and then of course the pro players. The competitive scene is just massive, and the Dota 2 community is also very big too. If you go on Reddit, you can see like there's a lot of people on there as well. But the competitive scene is huge. The international was probably one of the best things I've ever watched in God knows how long. Like if I thought like a lot of people would praise Evo for being a great event, the international is definitely up there for me as well. If not better, because it was the first thing that I actually sat down and watched for hours on end. I was lucky that I was not actually doing anything those days to actually sit down and watch the streams, but a lot of hype things happened and a lot of great moments happened during that whole event. And one of the biggest ones being known in the community, known as the $6 million Echo Slam, which is a huge thing, and I mean this literally. I made a huge impact in the community, um, and it's insane. And I would like to point out that the international had a prize pool of $18 million,
18 million?
split up through 12 players. Yeah.
Wow, that is
So
just
the first
crazy.
place winners, the first place winners got $6.5 million,
That's
and but everyone in top six would still get a million, no matter what.
well, at minimum at least.
Yeah,
If that's what you mean. Yeah,
yeah, because
that
the
is
$18 million
incredible.
is split up through the entire bracket.
Wow, that is just incredible, man.
Yeah.
How one single game, albeit a multiplayer online game,
Hmm.
let me try that again. Can become so big that they make a big event about it.
But I would like to point this out.
Sure.
It wasn't the prize pool wasn't actually um, set by Valve itself. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, Dota 2 was made by Valve. The people who made Half Life, the people who made Counter Strike. It was the fans. It was the fans that put money towards the prize pool to and like put so much money into their compendiums, which is an in-game item in the game itself, where you get rewarded with like items, cosmetics, pets, anything under the sun. All you have to do is pay like $10 and get like points like that, and you get points for items and stuff. And people put a lot of money towards that. And all the money that was put in towards the compendium went towards the prize pool of the international.
Wow, that is just incredible, man. That's I don't know what to say, man. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I
It's
bought mine late, unfortunately, but I put quite a bit of money into it myself. So, and I don't regret it one bit. I got a lot of awesome stuff out of it, and it was definitely well worth getting.
well, hey, I'm as long as you're happy with it, I'm perfectly cool with it, man.
Yeah,
It's
but it was The event, my expectations, because for a month straight I talked about it nonstop. I was like, this event's gonna be amazing. I really hope the competitive scene. It does make a big impact in the competitive scene, and I would like to point out this is the first time since the game came out that or any MOBA scene where a U.S. team actually came in first place
In an international.
at the international, the biggest
Oh my
event
god, that is.
of the year.
I'm happy about that, man.
Yeah, the U.S. actually won it, and crazy enough that it happened. The people they were against, which is Evil Geniuses, by the way, which is a U.S. team. They're well known in the fighting game community. Yada yada yada. You get the point. But a runner-up or a wild card winner, I would like to point out, was actually in the grand finals, which is pretty impressive considering that these guys dominated their the brackets before the international became a thing. These guys were unstoppable.
It just goes to show that if you put the work in, actually, no, no. Let me take that last part back. It goes by the old saying, you get out of it what you put into it, and I take it they must have put a lot into it, because how else would they have made it?
Yeah, and how else would you have great moments like the big giant echo slam
Yeah.
that that nobody expected at all? You know, even the casters weren't even expecting it, and you could hear the caster just loses his mind over that. You know, he was just in mid talk. He's like, you know, and then whoa, and just this big freaking like this like out of nowhere. Nobody was expecting it, and everyone freaked out. You could hear the crowd go nuts, and that's what I loved about watching the international is the crowd. The crowd was so dynamic. They made the game fun to watch because they were going crazy whenever something big happened, and that's something I liked watching at like Evo and stuff like at the international. That's something I really like hearing is the crowd going nuts.
Well, that sounds cool with me. I mean, but then again, it kind of reminds me of, well, I was gonna say the WWE, but the former World Wrestling Federation. Like, it kind of reminds me of the days when The Rock was, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and even Hulk Hogan in those days. Like, how crazy, like, WrestleMania 3, for example, was one of the biggest WrestleManias, and the fact that people were just talking about it, and the fact that it got so much hype, and it was everything that people expected and more. So that's kind of
Yeah,
what it reminds me of as far as what you
I
talked
have,
about with
yeah,
Dota.
I would have to link you some videos because they're pretty bonkers. I think, although you won't know what's going on, I think you'll be out of your mind when you see the stuff that happened. But yeah, the scene is pretty big. Let's just put it that way.
I'm pretty sure it is. And
Yeah,
then, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's something to like that extent as far as uh, Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U.
yeah. The Smash Bros. Community is
I mean,
pretty insane too.
it may not be as big or as well known as Dota for what it was, because I'm pretty sure it was really great, but I do get a huge kick out of the Smash,
Hmm.
and then to top of that all off, I mean, sadly, there's not one for Mario Kart 8.
That would be great, but you know you have the Nintendo World Championships for that, which is probably the closest thing you'll see like competitive Mario Kart 8. So, but yeah,
But no, there is a community for that. In fact, for the viewers out there, we're talking about communities on Twitch or Hitbox or any other streaming services. That's what we're talking about. But I think the one for Mario Kart 8, I made a new set of friends through that.
yeah,
Um, I mean, because you go to a stream and then you play with the streamer along with what 10 other people at most. It's incredible. I mean, heck, heck, I don't do it for the competition. I just do it for fun. And in fact, that kind of goes back to what we talked about as far as why we do what we do, and we do it because we
Yeah,
love to have fun with
passion.
it. It's a fun.
Yeah,
It's
that's
passion.
that's what I want to do at some point is get into competitive Dota myself. I would love to be on a team and do this for my country, and kind of get our names out there in the competitive scene. I really would like to do that at some point as the more I get better at it, because I do like the game a lot and I do play it a lot and I do improve the more I play it. And that's the thing about games nowadays. Like, you invest a lot of time into playing a game to the point where you do want to get a lot better at the game, and that's what I do. I play it a lot because I do want to get better, and I do see myself improving. I'm actually helping my teams. I'm very talkative. I'm very friendly. Of course, there are some odd few trolls out there that do like to be a dickhead, so I decide to screw with them back. I don't normally take the game all that seriously, but when it comes to the game itself, I do try to be at least friendly and like just to communicate with my team and that, because it is a team-based game, and you do want to communicate with your team and be there with your team as well as, yeah, you're all friends in the end. I mean, you're not just on a team because you want to win Dota. You're on a team because you're friends and you want to win Dota.
I, you know what? We play by we I mean like my like I go to this stream. I go to these streams where like we play Mario Kart 8 or Smash or whatever other game that I'm interested in, and there's a lot of good people out there. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of rotten apples in the bunch, but that's to be expected sometimes. But
Well, then, not every community you expect to not be toxic. I mean, to be completely honest with you, it tends to happen from time to time. So, but yeah, I get that. It is stupid. I've had conflict with a lot of people playing Smash before, but it's mostly just disagreements. It's not like toxicity where we just like insult each other for no reason.
yeah,
But yeah.
it's and in fact, speaking of well, actually, I probably should not talk about it, but I'm pretty sure at times in our lives we deal with toxic people, and
Mhm.
it's, I mean, in my case, I mean, I don't want to go too far into it because it's a bit too personal. I will say that, but it's the fact that we were talking about Twitch.
Mhm.
That was actually my escape because there was a point when I was like, I just was not happy, and it wasn't even the videos or even my commentary or the games that I was playing or even the people that were commenting on my videos. That was not the problem. The problem was people that are just. I mean, it's like you put so much time into people, and then they let you down in a sense. Not to say that they failed you, because it's like, wait a minute, there's no way you can fail me. But it's like, but they don't live up to what you thought they were, in a sense. Like, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, but it gets to the point where you put so much time into it, they don't put any time into it back, which is what I was trying to get at.
Mhm. I got you.
Okay. Let me just fix the.
I watch streams, but normally, especially if it's like a popular stream, I won't really talk that much. I do subscribe to people on an odd occasion, just for support. But other than that, I don't really talk that much. I just lay on my bed, watch the stream that way, and just chillax. So, and a lot of streams I've been watching are just Dota related stuff, but that's just because I do want to learn the game, and I do like some certain people on there that are like genuinely funny.
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely. Like, but yeah, back to what I was talking about with toxic people.
mhm.
Yeah, I went to Twitch to just escape because it was like I put so much time into people, and then they don't put as much time as they should in the friendship, and I don't want to say who or what happened, but the only thing I can say is that I needed a place to go, and then I remembered what I was talking about with Twitch in a previous conversation that I had. In fact, you actually commented on one of the videos in which I mentioned about Twitch.
Hmm.
And then I thought, all right, well, maybe I should go back and check out some more stuff from Twitch, and it was a good thing because it provided an escape, and I got to meet a host of new people. But I think the people that I enjoy watching on Twitch, they're not well known, except for probably uh, well, he has a real name, but he's part of a group on YouTube. Oh, WiiRiketoPray.
Oh yeah, I know about those guys.
Yeah, very funny guys. In fact, I was lucky enough to actually be there when they first started out. I'm dead serious, dude. Like, all right, this was like back when New Super Mario Brothers Wii was a new game at the time, right? And I was looking for like Let's Plays or whatever information I can get on it because I wanted that game very badly, and
Hmm.
I wanted to see what it was capable of. And guess who I find?
What's that?
We Like to Pray doing their first ever video of that game when they get it.
That's awesome. Yeah, they're really cool guys. I don't want to go into too much detail about them, but I have watched their videos before, and they're a bunch of great personalities, very likable characters. And I definitely can see why a lot of people do like watching them. It's kind of like people who watch the Best Friends play guys. It's similar to
Uh,
that aspect.
okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed like well, since they actually do go by their real names, like their first names, like Chris and Tyler and Tyson. That's the guy I was talking about. Cyber. He's one of the people that I follow on Twitch, and they even have a spin-off channel. Between Tyson and I suppose it's his girlfriend. I think uh, Cassie. They are known as the Koopa couple,
Ah,
and they do games together. And I just find it so cute that they do it. It's like